first item is the business agenda. Or this is our business agenda. Success.
Speaker on with it, am I having trouble hearing it? You know.
Sure. You can bring the chair right up to you. Come right up to it.
You want to repeat that?
I think for copies, just cool. One and to discuss with the board. And you can send any information to Tom.
Cool.
Some of it being confidential, obviously. Crazy.
Yeah, I'd love to show the.
We're just gonna be a cursory overview of it tonight,
Total.
and then we get into weeds on them.
Yeah, and I'd love to show financially how we're doing.
So if you want to give the cursory, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Going to do that right now.
Yeah.
All right, it's real basic. I printed out something, but I don't even know if care to see this, but it's basically so the generator.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome, thank you. Generator was very important to me initially when we lost power. But after mulling it over for the last week or so, I realized that there's things we can do to put off putting a switch and a whole generator on the building that would still allow us to keep product in the event of a power failure again. And that's basically a smaller generator that's not wired to the panel, like $150 alarm system that if everything goes down, it will alert me. I can physically move the expensive product into a few chest freezers. And that way we don't have to shell out, the $18,000 to have the generator and the switch and power everything. At some point, I would love to do that. If the power goes down, we can be a hub to, people can still buy their stuff and I don't have to do all this manual labor and all the products will be safe. But I don't think it's as important as I felt it was on the day of the power outage. We were able to navigate that and we came to all right on the other side. Air conditioning, really important to keep the product, fresh. But again, I can cut another couple holes inside of the building for now, and I think I can, alleviate some of that pressure of come August. Although it is something that I think we really need to focus on because it gets really hot and the equipment failure is a real issue. If we get above 80 degrees, you can hear our refrigeration units starting to really struggle, and we are losing product. I don't know, I won't get too much into this, but I think some of you know that I finally made some headway with AOT, and after 50-something years of all the previous owners not being able to do anything about the lot, AOT has agreed to let us pave the lot there. I changed some of the contour. I applied for the permit last week and it's accepted, and we have a year from this. So December 31st of next year, we have to complete that project. I think it's really important and beneficial, not only for the store and the fitting as many people in there as possible, but the safety of the town and the roads and just the aesthetics of the town. I think was really good.
Will they allow you access on the 100 seat?
Yeah, we agreed that we can block off 100 seat. The way I have it temporarily done, we're going to raise the sidewalk, continue the sidewalk and build a curb and a green space. I talked to Nate and Jason already about logistics of it. They're thrilled about it. And then we're allowed to pave the lot, which I won't go into why that's so amazing for the store, but a lot of it is logistics of deliveries. It opens us up to different vendors and bigger trucks and savings on money to be able to have an 18-wheeler back in there and actually have pallet jacks roll across the lot, where right now some distributors won't deal with those. And
It's
then,
dirt out of your store, too.
what's that?
It's the dirt out of your store.
That's another thing. We're vacuuming about every hour and sweeping, and it's not even mud season or anything like that yet. And then also controlling the flow of traffic in and out of the lot, and then having paved lines, although some people won't adhere to them. It allows us to fit more people into the lot, because we have 4 main rushes across the day, and sometimes, people will just drive on if there's not cars like appropriately parked in the parking lot if we're not maximizing our space. So those are 3 really important things. And the last one, which I've, after mulling this over for the last few days, realizing that those are 3 important things. But on October 31st, we're getting, we'll have $46,000 down towards the purchase of the building. We need to come up with another $34,000 in order to have the 20% down. I'm trying to work out a plan with a couple of banks to be able to put less than that down. But I think for the security of the store and to make sure that the store stays in the hands of somebody that wants to keep it as a general store, that person needs to own the store. Because right now, as much as, there's everything's acting in good faith and we have contracts, I don't own the building. And if, say, the building owner has a change of heart and they decide they want the building, or somebody offers them X amount of dollars, who's to say that they won't break the contract?
Right.
Also, there's some pretty heavy stipulations in that contract that if we don't adhere to them, like to a T, we can be evicted. One of them being 5 days late on rent. Not that we're financially stable now, we're able to make rent, no problem. But there's things like that in our contract that make it a little bit daunting to know that the landlord has the power to evict us. If
5 days.
Yes. Also, we are not allowed to long-term rental the Airbnb, the apartment upstairs. That was part of it because she was afraid of squatters. So I understand she had an issue with that at one point, but when we own the building, also that becomes a 2 to 3 bedroom rental available in Johnson, which we plan to rent at a reasonable rate. Another source of revenue. Right now we're Airbnb-ing it and it makes money, but it's a huge headache. I'd rather rent it to somebody that it's a long-term tenant. So that's basically where we're at financially. We are profitable. We're paying all of our bills now on time. We hit a few roadblocks early on. We had a pretty heavy payroll to try to figure out how to get things up and running. We've overcome all those obstacles and we are paying our bills on time. We own all the inventory in the store, which was over $60,000 to purchase. We have all of our equipment loans paid off. We've exceeded our expectations by a lot. So we're in a really good position to pay back any future loans and the loans that we already have. We're just trying to keep the momentum going forward.
Not to get too into the weeds here, but you would like the top 3.
No, I honestly don't know. I would like to, and these are just quotes that I got from the first people to get back to me. I think I can get these quotes lower. I kind of just threw this together without a real game plan. And I'm bringing this to you guys to say, this is where we're at. I don't even know which is the most important besides just glancing at it. And we do have some of this money to pay for some of this ourselves, and money coming in. I just kind of wanted to open the dialogue with you guys to say, this is where we're at. This is what we need. And when I can show you the finances and show you what we're making each week and how much we're going to allocate, I think that'll be a lot clearer to say, okay, and in 6 months, this is where we'll be and we can afford these things. We're just looking for a little bit of injection capital to jumpstart this process.
But this will be tightened up on Monday.
Absolutely. And I'd like to open up my books fully to you guys to show you, like bring you in on part of the process of why we're arriving at what we're arriving. occurred to me too, that like, these are all three very big improvements to a building that we don't. It would be irresponsible of me financially to say, hey, can we borrow money to improve somebody else's building that we don't yet own? Now, does that mean I can come up with the rest of the money to purchase the building sooner? It's another plan I'm trying to work on, another outside investment, potentially gonna give me the money at a zero or very low interest rate.
So the bottom one would be something, the bottom number would be something ultimately that you might like to see.
I mean, the bottom one to me secures the rest of the other three, right?
Right.
Like, if we don't own the building, it's like, I'm not reluctant to keep investing in the building, but it is a little nerve wracking putting this much money into somebody else's. So, find this, the fiscally responsible thing to do would be to acquire the building as quick as possible. That $46,000 down is the money we're getting back from the landlord on October 5th. Which is, I don't know if I would discuss this, but again, something that I'd like to talk to in private about. The deal that we worked at there looks very beneficial to us, which is why we were kind of turned our head on some of the stipulations in the lease that we weren't thrilled about, but we conceded because of the pretty sweet deal that we got to occupy this place with a large portion of our lease payments back at the end of 12 months towards the purchase price.
Okay,
Thanks, man.
Thank you for your time.
I'll
everybody.
let Tom know that and get Tom the information I get. Friday's a holiday, so
Yeah.
it's kind of crunch time tomorrow and Monday, but as quickly as possible.
I'll give Tom a call right now. I'll expect
Okay.
my paperwork pretty quick.
Maybe could you also put together like in future expenses, like, I guess like the air conditioning was kind of like a little unexpected.
Definitely.
So I wonder if there's like anything else we could kind of like think about that might run into issues.
It's not only issues, but I have a pretty decent sized punch list, and it's down to things that don't even cost a lot of money. It's landscaping the property and moving those rocks that we've just piled out back, and another open air refrigerator, which we don't need right now, but it's on the horizon to make sure you get that. And it's things that I don't even need funding per se, but I'd like to show the whole list of what our 5-year plan is.
Okay, yeah, very
Cool.
Well, thank you very much for coming in, Mike.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Next
Good
agenda
report.
topic. I'll let Rosemary take the floor to study the tax rate for fiscal year 2026. Yeah, it's not on. Let's see.
Okay. The municipal grant list. 243566700. And the budget that was passed by the voters was $2,300,508.31. So that would bring a municipal tax rate of 0.9446. And that would raise $2,300,751.88. And we have some adjustments for the school tax for Waterman Lodge and veterans exemptions over $10,000. And that comes to a total of $13,633.68 for a tax rate of 0.0056. You add those two together, and that becomes a total municipal tax of 0.9502, which would raise
Maybe 314, like 315.
when we do it on the computer, it rounds a little bit different, so it's about $50.
Okay, I would entertain a motion from the board to set the municipal tax rate for fiscal year 26 at 0.9502.
So
Motion and second, is there further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the ayes have it, your signature copy.
Yes.
Okay, believe we just need to sign it after we adjourn. Meeting adjourned 6:15.